Righty, good Friday evening to those who it is Friday evening, and good whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world, whether you're watching it live or on replay, and whether you're watching on a computer or on a TV. Yeah, interesting stats. Um, hey, Karen, good to see you, and Bostart, of course. You guys dropped some requests in the chat so that I have some stuff on Spotify to throw into the mix, and amongst all my other random things that will be coming along. Um, yeah, Spotify, YouTube have changed how they show some of the analytics, and one of the interesting things that it now shows you is the difference between what they call uh, new viewers, which is pretty obvious. Then there's casual viewers, who are people who've watched stuff on the channel up to 5 different months over the past 12 months. And then there's regular viewers who have watched at least 6 months out of the last 12 months. And the regular viewers, it turns out, watch the live streams, and in far greater numbers than it feels like sometimes when we're actually in the middle of them. So the other interesting thing is about 40% of people watching the live streams, sometimes higher, are watching on TVs, which means it probably is harder for them to uh, interact with us as Bostart and Karen are doing in the stream now. So to those people, don't forget there is a channel email address. You can email me requests in advance, or just say hello if you want, whatever. You can find that in literally every video that's on the channel, and I can never remember what it is because it's lots of initials. But do some work. Anyhow, I will kick us off with my random list, and I will get those two requests into the mix as well that have come in. Um, As ever, I'm going to be playing stuff just from my best, biggest, and newest playlist, which only has 10,819 songs, so it should be a pretty short stream. In fact, it probably will be a fairly short stream. Before I do that, the track I just played as we were starting up was Icarus Born on Wings of Steel by Kansas from their Mask album. And last night, I had the pleasure of Tim Derling's company again, who I interviewed on the channel recently about his book about Kansas, which is that one there. Let It Be Your Guide, the Kansas album review. So he joined me to do a random foreplay of Mask, and I had the situation where my two favourite songs came up, and I had to choose to play one and miss the other. So Icarus was the one I chose to miss, and to find out which one I chose to play, well, you'll have to wait till Friday to find out what that was. But yeah, do watch it because it's good. Anyway, yes, songs. Let's play some. Okay, let's have a looky. We're going to start with some Coronas. Lovely. This is Cold from the True Love Waits album. Well, I don't know if I count as musically aware, Karen, but I certainly hope so. Yeah, that's so 92. So you're not cold, Karen. What year did you see them, Karen? Because me and Tim have also only seen them once each. He saw them in '94, and I saw them in 2000 and. It's before Steve Walsh left, anyway. It wasn't a fake, it wasn't a lie, just a bit unkind. Think of me when you feel okay, or give me a reason to see you anyway. We never got to say goodbye, it came as some surprise. How do we know? Do we trust ourselves that much? How do we know? And I haven't seen Evan David yet. He was asking about the stream in Sean's stream the other night, so hopefully he'll be along if he can. Okay, mid-90s as well for you, Karen. Oh. That was an interesting period to be a 70s band, the mid-90s.
Just a few hundred tones. I'm cold. I can't pretend that I planned it out. Just witness the words falling right out of my mouth. I didn't think, I just talked. I couldn't turn it off. You look at me the way you wanna be seen. I never told you enough what that means. Even our friends are more than amazed. They don't know what to say. How do we know?
It's hard for me to believe that I hadn't even heard of the Coronas a year ago. They just turned up on a random Spotify listen and have swiftly become one of my favourite bands.
I'm too proud, and the night won't allow. No, the night won't allow. Echo, it's not too loud. Just a few hundred tones. I'm cold.
So at least we find you in a respectable time this time, Karen, instead of the wee hours of the morning. So this timing is kind of chosen by virtue of the fact that it's the only time I'm available this weekend. So I'm off doing comedy dining tomorrow night, and then Sunday I'm here, but I'm doing more filming with Sean. So we're going to do the ranking of the Police album openers, which is interesting and something about their music that has made me realise, which I'll have to explain in that episode itself. I tease you a lot, don't I? And then we're going to do a song all for Billy Joel, because it is no, we're not going to have fish tonight. We will move over and get your guys' requests in if Spotify is going to play games and play ball. Let's see what we can do. Let's start off with your request poster, some Tom Paxton, who I think I only know for a John Denver cover. As in John Denver covered him rather than the other way around. But this is Goodman, Schwerner and Cheney. Right.
The night air is heavy, no cool breezes blow. The sounds of the voices are worried and low. Desperately wondering and desperate to know about Goodman and Schwerner and Cheney.
I so far have worked out my number 1 and my number 5, and the middle 3 are in minor flux, but I'll sort it, I'm sure.
If you're Goodman and Schwerner and Cheney. The Pearl River was dragged and 2 bodies were found.
Thanks for bringing this in, Boastar. I knew you mentioned that in your comment on that video, but I hadn't got around to it. I should listen to the lyrics then, shouldn't I?
For Goodman and Schwerner and Cheney. Pull out the dead bodies from the ooze of the dam. Take the bodies to Jackson all according to plan. With the one broken body, do the best that you can. It's the body of young James Cheney. The nation was outraged and shocked through and through. Call J. Edgar Hoover, he'll know what to do. For they've murdered 2 white men and a colored boy too. Goodman and Schwerner and Cheney. James Cheney, your body exploded in pain.
I don't know, Karen, and there's only you and Bostart currently in the chat, but if you can't see his, then that's weird. I'll put one in the chat just so you can...
The pot-bellied copper shook hands all around and joked with the rednecks who came into town. And they
just put a message in the chat from me, so let me know if you see that or not, Karen, because if you don't, I don't know what to tell you. All right, thank you, Bostart, for that, and we might get straight into Karen's request, which is indeed, here we go, Naked in the Garden of Allah from Now/Chicago 36 from 2014, I want to say. This track proved that there was adventurousness left in the Chicago camp, after all.
We are innocent. We are deadly. We are broken. We are ignorant.
Oh, well, that is very strange. The other night, Karen, when you were in Sean's stream, did you see messages then? Because you were in and gone, and I don't know if that was you were facing the same problem there. And Bostart, your task is to spot the guest Doobie Brother on this track. You can see your own comments, I take it, Karen. Can you see your crown? You've had it normal in previous streams, haven't you? I just don't understand. Have to look into that after the stream and see if there's anything I can glean about that sort of thing. So, here's your doobie guest right here. Probably making it easy for you. On the feet on what was it? Steely guitar. So I've been reconnecting with another Chicago fan that I used to chat to. Oh, in the early days of the internet, that we, had lost touch before I even got to the UK, probably. And he is not a fan of this album. Well, yeah, there we go. So, but I think this is. I kind of wish this was the final Chicago album because it would have been a great one to end on. And unfortunately, we got Born for This Moment a few years back, which was very weak and a big disappointment. But yeah, that was Robert Lamb's songwriting at its best. Uh, the only slight downside with that particular track is the lack of, well, you get the horns, but there's only a like 30-second burst of them at the end. Um, but there's lots of horns on the album as a whole, so that doesn't matter so much. But yeah, fantastic song. Thank you for bringing that, Karen. It is on my list of 10,819 songs, but it might have taken us a while to get to it. So what shall we get to? Shall we do best, biggest, or newest? Well, we haven't got anything too new. Yes, we do. We've got a 10-minute new song in there, which we probably won't play. Let's do relatively new. Nothing But Thieves, a nice local band. This is from their 2023 album, Dead Club City, which is what I know by the best and my favourite, which is usually the same thing. Well, Karen, we'll hopefully see you shortly and see what happens. Boast, no, they haven't officially said anything about that, but the fact of the matter is Robert Lamb is basically not touring with them much. I mean, he's very old, so that's understandable, but he was the last creative force in the band, so if he's not running things, then the rest of them ain't going to do anything. It's my surmising of the situation, anyway. Well, I don't know what happened there, Karen, but glad that you can feel at home, and then I can say directly to you now. Hurrah! But, maybe it's because I'm doing top chat. If I do live chat, because I think I missed a message or two from Bostar based on. Yes. See, Bostar, your message cheated and used Wiki John McPhee on a fiddle. I hadn't seen, but now I have. How recently have you seen them, Karen? I mean, I last saw them in 2011, so it's a very, very different lineup then. I don't expect they're going to be over this side of the pond. I was supposed to see them in 2020, but hey, we know what happened that year, don't we? And speaking of Chicago, I expect to stream at some point next weekend, and it's been a long time since I've done a sole artist stream, and I've long threatened to do a Chicago one, so I probably will. But what I'm kind of thinking is to basically do part 2 of it first, which is to say post Terry Kath, and then have another one another time, which is just the Terry era. Because you can't really do it all in one little night. And there is good stuff after Terry died. It's not the be-all and end-all that some would have you believe. What did you make of the Born for This Moment album, Karen? I mean, I like Neil's vocals, but most of the songwriting on that I found very lacking. I'm sure you'll have a great time, and from what I've seen of their set list, they're not really doing anything much after 1984. Yeah. Meh is a very good description of it, I feel. Alrighty. Where to go next in so many possibilities? Well, let's have a track that I heard played live this summer. Is summer over? I suppose it is. So, yeah, back in July, I saw this man headline at British Summertime in Hyde Park, and he did this song. And it was the only time, I think, certainly the first time he played it on that tour, possibly the only time. And it's this, After the Gold Rush, from Mr. Neil Young.
Well, I dreamed I saw the knights in armor coming, saying something about a queen. There were peasants singing and drummers drumming, and the archers split the tree. There was a fanfare blowing to the sun that was floating on the breeze. Look at Mother Nature.
I think that's quite generous, Karen, but I can see what you're saying. I think one of its problems is that some of these older bands, Journey is another one, they haven't learned that we've gone back to vinyl length albums. 10 songs, good. 14 songs, when quite a lot of them are very average. Don't need it. Give us your 10 best, please.
I was hoping for replacement when the sun burst through the sky. There was a band playing in my head, and I felt like getting high. I was thinking about what a friend had said. I was hoping it was a lie. Thinking about what a friend had said, I was hoping it was a lie.
Well, minor correction, but written as a theme for a film script of the same name that was, of course, never actually produced. It was Dean Stockwell, best known to me as Ziggy from Quantum Leap, who co-wrote that, and he was friends with Neil, and so Neil saw the screenplay and got inspired without it ever coming to fruition for, I mean, who knows if the script was any good or not, but it certainly got some interesting themes in it.
Well, I dreamed I saw the silver spaceships lying in the yellow haze of the sun. There were children crying and colors flying.
You guys feel free to throw more requests in the chat.
All in a dream,
You are representing those out there on TV. So just imagine if you were watching on a TV, what would you want to hear?
Flying Mother Nature's silver seed to a new home in the sun. Flying Mother Nature's silver seed to a new home.
Meanwhile, speaking of songs that I have seen live, let's go to one of my favourite tracks from last year from the Hanging Stars, who I saw at the Jazz Cafe. This is a slightly smaller crowd than you get in Hyde Park. It's not so much 65,000 as, well, I was going to say 65. It's a bit more than that, but a couple of hundred probably. But this was a lovely album from last year. Highly recommended if you haven't heard it.
My tongue is tied, my head is fried. Since when I saw you, broken glass, a window smashed, a lazy lost afternoon. Hey, darling, you and I, we were meant to see the light, see light. You and I.
Hey Bryson, welcome. And if you've got a song you'd like to request, throw it in the chat and we can get it played, I'm sure, tonight. I don't either, Bo Start, to be honest, and I've already gotten to the point, where are we, early September, I'm thinking, I've already got more new 2025 albums than I know what to do with. It's very hard to digest everything. Well, that sounds like something different to what else we'll be hearing, so I will line that up. Assuming I can find it. We'll have that next, and I think it's going to be about the biggest contrast you can have between two songs. This is my guess. Oh, have you had a chance to listen to that Rapture of the Deep, Bo Start? I like the original mix just fine. I was saying to Evan David the other night, with Who Are You coming out on 8 discs, I got the Marillion ones, but generally I just can't be arsed with deluxe formats and extra discs of things that I'm never going to listen to, or maybe once and think, oh, that was interesting. And did you find more warmth to the mix across the album as a whole after hearing that in full? All right, that was The Hanging Stars, and this is courtesy of Brighton. Well, it's explicit, so hold your ears, kids. I mean, who knows? You might say poo once, who knows? This is Won't Sing For You from, I have no idea how to actually say this, Koatobra? That's what I'm going with. Sean's much better at guessing how to pronounce things, usually. So, yeah, let's see what it is. One thing I do have to do is unmute Spotify. That will help. Take 2. Okay, I'm going to be honest, that's a different intro than what I was expecting.
Thought I had it right, turns out I had it so wrong. names. They say men are trash. I'll tell you about some mind games. You see,
just a single that dropped 3 days ago. Wow.
later I found out she was a whole bag. Wasn't really hot except for when she got lit up. Sucked at a job, but she knew how to keep a stick up. Danny said she thought I was a mystery, no lie. But when it came to being real, we couldn't see eye to eye. So I can't be nice, and now I guess you see why. Girls had me tripping till I let out the battle cry. I will not chase, I won't send for you. If I see any more you, I will ignore you. I'm not no trick, I don't adore you. Want me to care for you, I can't restore you. Hating always running her mouth, she was the queen tease. If she ever hit me up, I hit her with a bitch please.
So how did this
That was a bad joke.
come to your attention, Bryson?
She looked flat, bro. And online, I talked to this girl named Clara, but homegirl was fake as hell, just like her mascara.
Good lyrics in here.
I will not chase, I won't send for you. If I see any more you, I will ignore you. I'm not no trick, I don't adore you. Want me to care for you, I can't restore you. These models that I talk to all seem to be a great prize, but after every word, all I heard was some bogus lies hanging on me like I was bobbing as a lifeboat. If I ever see them online, they get a downvote. It's amazing how I write these words without a second thought. Never saw it coming, but worked out like a bank shot. Simping ain't cheap, and neither is a broken heart. They in these streets, so you better be smart.
Well, I hope you're right, Bryson. I think this sounds like something that should be heard by people. Hope it gets discovered. So difficult to get heard when there's just so much content out there these days. Very hard to break through. That's going to take it. Why not? Let's have 2 Koatobra tracks back to back. Let's just call it impossible.
I'm live streaming, and what do I see?
Oh,
I see a
this
lot
is about
of
me.
people that don't really know me. My
Yeah.
cam stay dumb, so my eyes stay shaded. I make a lot of jokes like I'm always faded. I'm a dragon, I straight blaze when I'm on the mic. I can take gray, turn that color into
This is a
black
very
and
different
white.
track
Sleep
from
on the beat and still
the one
have
that you
my
actually
verses
brought.
right.
It's-
I be pushing out bangers
This is
like
kind of what I
fire
thought the
from
first one was going to be like.
satellite. Stop the music, I'm a rhyme and abuse it. Go crazy and lose it. Put the phenom in phenomenal. See me with the optimal vision. I don't rap, I bring a new division. Call it impossible. I just take it as a challenge. Raise the bar. Now they feeling mentally challenged. Yeah. Listen, when I'm on at night, I'm just chilling. Don't get up in my face, otherwise I'll paint you as a villain. And sometimes I might have favorites, but that's just human nature. I'm a people person, but to trolls I do not cater. I'm a waiter, cause I'm serving you rhymes with style. Call me Mr. Adapt, cause I'm so versatile.
Are you familiar with the Unusual Heat album by Foreigner? Because just because it's on my little list of songs coming up on my list, might play a track from that, given it kind of links to our video that's going up on Monday.
I'll just take it as a challenge. Raise the bar. Now they feeling mentally challenged. ones who try to gatekeep, all of them can stay asleep. I play my cards right, so I guess it's time to stray sweep, sweep. You know I'm taking out the trash, dropping up at the curb, take off with the dash, cooking on the beat with the oil and the splash. Stop the music, I'm around and abuse it, go crazy and lose it with the phenom and phenomenal. See me with the optimal vision, I don't rap, I bring a new division, call it impossible. I just take it as a challenge. Raise the bar, now they feeling mentally challenged. Yeah.
Thanks, Karen. I will throw that one onto the pile. Cool. Well, thank you, Bryson, for bringing Koatobra to the channel. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. If you know different, let me know. And let's see if I can get another track played here. Yes, I can. This one's for hubby. You might recall we played Normal People by Shay O'Dowd recently. This is his new song, Back in a Heartbeat.
We're getting older, and I've been thinking it's strange we've hardly spoken. Guess life got in the way, and then it hits you there in the moment. We've changed, are we supposed to? Don't know where all the time goes. Maybe we've outgrown all of the dreams we left behind. Driving the back roads that only we know. It's like a flashback in my mind. I still remember the first night out with the figure.
So far, of course, Shay has only got, I think, 5 songs out in total. So a 4-track EP and now this. And I really hope he puts an album out soon, because I would love an album's full. And I just don't do EPs. I don't know why, but I just can't. There's not enough meat on the bones for me. I know I'm always complaining, oh, this has got too many songs, oh, this doesn't have enough songs. I'm never happy, am I? It's terrible.
So loud, it's been a while since we had the voice all out. Forget tomorrow, 'cause they don't.
Yeah, Bostart, absolutely throw something else into the pile.
Where does the time go? Maybe we've outgrown all of the dreams we left behind. Driving the back roads, I hear the
Very quick question for Karen. Have you ever heard the single version of Beginnings from Chicago? Because that's also on my list. And if you've never heard it, it's hilarious to hear it once. And if you have heard it, then you probably don't need to hear it again.
back in a heartbeat, heartbeat, back in a heartbeat, heartbeat, back in a heartbeat, heartbeat. I wanna run it right back in a heartbeat, back in a heartbeat, back in a heartbeat.
More good new music. Yeah. It's never ending. And I haven't, Rob was in Sean's stream the other day and he threw in a few albums that I haven't heard that I'm going to try and check out at some point. My Morning Jacket, Kathleen Edwards, Corey Hansen. It will help if I can read my own writing, it's true. Yeah, Bostad, I've got a song on Spotify to mark that sad fact as well, that we just lost Mark Volman of Flo and Eddie and the Turtles. I am assuming we are now in line for a Spotify ad because we've done pretty well tonight without them, but yes. So, well, we won't hear the 2-minute 49 edited beginnings. But let's do that foreigner track because I like it. It's from the one album they made with Johnny Edwards on vocals in 1991, Unusual Heat, and it's When the Night Comes Down. And as I say, Bostart and I listened to another song written by foreigners, or co-written by foreigners, Mick Jones, as part of our song war that will be going up on Monday, featuring Mr. Eric Clapton.
Jimmy got lost in a schoolboy phase. You see, the lines got crossed at a young and tender age. They dropped out of school.
Yeah.
And with the new crowd,
Phew, could it be like that, couldn't it, Bostart? And Zappa, that's a catalogue for sure. And I also don't know what to do, where to start with it, so I haven't.
See the young boys laugh. They're getting high on a midnight run. They got it all figured out. They don't need no help from anyone. No, no. Jimmy never knew real love in his time. No feelings remain. Somehow he knew he'd never be apart.
Okay, Bostart, another question for you, or in fact, anybody in the chat who happens to have an opinion on this. I've got 2 tracks from A Hard Day's Night in my, basically what iTunes shows me is the next 20 songs in the list, which I'm being picky from. So we can have Any Time at All, or If I Fell. So you guys let me know if you've got a preference. Or if you want to insist that we do both, you might be able to talk me into that. They're only short.
Young boy cried, crying.
I came to the different single edits, Karen, in belated fashion. And the first time I heard Beginnings, I actually laughed because it's just so, turning an 8-minute song into less than 3 minutes for a start. But then how they edited it to try and get a hook and then throw the title in, even though it's not really a big part of the song. It's just, I think, a contender for the worst single edit in history. But it was, so what do I know?
Jimmy never felt real love in his heart. No feelings remain.
Yeah, well, that would have been my pick, Bostart, so
Somehow he knew he'd never be
well coached.
so alone with
I mean, unless Karen wants to come and say, well, actually, If I Fell is the best song on that album.
out there on the street. So many sad, sad stories. And when the night comes down, they're running out of hope. In this
I mean, now that I know that Sean can play Beatles stuff on streams, I assume I can as well, but we'll find out.
it's a cold-hearted town. Nothing but a battleground.
Alright, we'll play both. You've talked me into it. Oh, yeah. The 25 or 64 without the solo. Yeah. Well, it doesn't really matter how much you play Bostart. If you play any, then it's going to be triggering something in the YouTube police to come after you. So that's why I sort of waited to get a fair way into the stream. Well, that and Beatles songs hadn't come up as options before. But that said, before we get some Beatles action in, let us go back to Morocco and actually listen to it with the sound on. From Karen and the Rippingtons with Russ Freeman, apparently. From Kilimanjaro, which I assume rises like Olympus above the Serengeti. This is 1988, if Spotify is to be believed. Opening track from this album. Point, I'm assuming this is an instrumental. And a very nice one. Okay, well, Kenny G was involved. So did he go solo from them, or was he doing a Phil Collins and doing both at the same time? I don't know anything about them at all. I remember Kenny G, obviously. Okay. Yeah, and I see that this is both written and produced by Russ Freeman, who's the other artist that they list in Spotify, but whether he was actually a member or not, he's obviously got a lot of input at this point in time. I mean, you can tell when this was recorded, even if I didn't already know, but not in a bad way. Okay, Bostart, so he was kind of what are we saying? The first Union Gap album when it was the Union Gap featuring Gary Puckett. All right. Well, that was neat. And yeah, let's go and do those Beatles tunes, kids, because we wanted both, so we're hearing both. Starting with my probably favourite song that isn't "And I Love Her" from this album, "Anytime at All."
Anytime at all. Anytime at all. Anytime at all. All you gotta do is go, and I'll be there. If you need somebody to love, just look into my eyes. I'll be there to make you feel right. If you're feeling sorry and sad, I'd really sympathize. Don't you be sad, just call me tonight. Anytime at all. Anytime at all.
Ryan Adams, A, did a covers album, and B, did a Beatles cover on his covers album. At least he went for a more obscure tune rather than the obvious ones. I'll get to give him credit for that.
There is nothing I won't do when you need a shoulder to cry on. I hope it will be mine. Call me tonight and I'll come to you. Anytime at all. Anytime at all. Anytime at all. All you gotta do is go and I'll be there.
I'm going to assume it was still George Martin on piano. Edmund Bass. Do correct me if I'm wrong. Excellent. So that was Anytime at All. And this is If I Fell.
If I fell in love with you, would you promise to be true and help me understand? 'Cause I've been in love before and I found that love was more than just holding hands. If I give my heart to you, I must be sure from the very start
Paul on piano.
that you would love me more than
Coincidentally or not, I don't know, but play the Beatles and get the heads up we've detected already in the stream belonging to someone else's message. But, you know, we've been going about an hour, so it's probably going to turn up sooner rather than later at this point. I will just stick to the one part tonight, though, so if we do get taken down, that will be it on this occasion. But let's hope for a few more songs at least before that happens. But most I will therefore do your little freak track next, just to make sure that we get that one in.
was in vain. So I hope you see that I would love to love you and that she will cry when she learns we are two. 'Cause I couldn't stand the pain.
Stat says that the Bee Gees covered this on TV, both in Australia in their teenage years, and then later on Saturday Night Live. Say that 10 times fast. In the 70s.
That I would love to love you and that she will cry when she learns we are two. If I fell in love with you.
Very nice. And we're definitely not playing the Eagles on on stream. No, no, no. So let's move to Little Feat and Red Streamliner, which earlier we had Chicago with some Doobies guests. This is 70s Little Feat with some Doobies guests. Is this the Loud George tune? No. It's the Bill Payne tune. And Frank Taylor. Oh, Ted Templeman's producing them by this point as well. All these connections. No, you can't